finally at a point where I can install the new stringers. I did some repointing work in some of these areas over here, and I mean, I think it'll do its job. I'm pretty sure a professional will be like, I probably gonna get laid off for doing a job like this. But it was my first time, so I'm happy with the outcome so far. I don't see any daylight. I was seeing a whole bunch of daylight through here, through there, through up here. There was cracks everywhere, so larger cracks everywhere, and all these blocks were kind of able to have a little bit of movement, so I replaced all these. I feel like I'm good now. I waterproofed the entire outside from pretty much the foundation all the way up to the very top cap, just because I don't care. I don't want any water coming in, so hopefully it stops the water from coming in. I ordered a weather strip. That'll be here next week, so I can seal up the door, seal it there, seal it there, seal it at the bottom, and seal it over here. And I'm thinking about, after installing the stringers, I'm thinking about doing a parge coat. Not really sure if I don't know, I kind of don't have the patience anymore for this project. I just want to wrap it up, put the steps back up, so that way I can get it in out from over here. And yeah, maybe I'll do a parge coat eventually. I can always take off the treads from the Bilko stringer, from the Bilko stringers. The treads will be removable, so I'm not opposed to doing this at a later time. I do have water here that's seeping in, because when I was removing these blocks, I had some pieces of rocks falling down. I heard it hitting a large amount of water down here, so this is why it looks wet. So maybe doing a parge coat now probably wouldn't be the best thing, as it is continuously leaking and seeping the water out. So hopefully no new water enters the system from the outside, and it allows it to drain all the water inside, where then I'll just vacuum it all up, and hopefully over time this dries out, and then I can do that parge coat. So maybe that'll be smart to wait. The first step in installing these stringers, you have to make a 8 1/4 inch mark above finished floor, and then you can just extend that line with a level, and then you use a line laser to line up the first holes on the front and back of the stringer. And you also have to make sure that the top of the stringer, that's flat against the wall before you start drilling everything in, because it does have a bevel that lays against the back wall. Here I'm just enlarging the holes to, I think I used a 7/32 inch bit for the tap cons I'm about to use. I'm using 3/16 tap cons. And over here I'm seeing that the holes that come pre-drilled are not lining up with the solid part of the block, so I'm just making marks where I think the solid part of the block will be. And then I'm going to end up drilling those out with a 7/32 inch bit. So you also have to make sure that when you're drilling so close to concrete that you don't actually go through the stringer and then hit the concrete with the bit, because that'll instantly dull the bit out. That's why I'm using a little backer, so I don't hit the concrete. gonna do this, I would say get fully threaded Tapcons, because I did have some longer Tapcons that had that were not fully threaded, and then I had smaller ones that were fully threaded. So the places where I went through the block where it was a bit hollow, I used the fully threaded Tapcons to secure the stringers tightly to the wall. The places where it went really deep, or I hit a solid part of the block, I used the longer Tapcons. So only for the last tread on the top, you want to make a 1-inch square notch on either end. And to install the other stringer, the easiest way is to install the last tread on the top and the first tread on the bottom, and then level those treads off, and then just screw the stringer to the wall. The reason why you want to do it that way is because if you try to make another mark off the finished floor for the other side and then level that off, the floor may not be level, and you may get a discrepancy with the numbers on either side, and you may not be able to slide the treads in, or they may not be straight. So easiest way is just to install the treads, because one side is already screwed and fixed to the wall, and you want to just level off of that one. So here I'm getting the top tread level. I have some shims under the bottom on the bottom of the stringer to kind of hold it in place. And I already had got the bottom very close to level before drilling the top in. Just want to make sure both sides are good before you make any commitments. And then over here I'm just filling in the rest of the holes. And that's pretty much the brunt of the work. The old stringers that I took out, there were only one nail in each side holding the stringers to the wall that hadn't rusted completely out. The rest of the nails were gone. So I'm surprised I never fell through the basement steps, especially carrying 2 metal lathes, drill presses, some heavy machinery down these steps. I got pretty lucky, but now I feel safe that these will hold up to a lot more weight. So from the bottom to the top, the treads grew about a 1/16 to an 1/8. I think overall it was around like 3/8 of an inch difference from the bottom to the top. So I was banging this one in, and that's not what you want to do, because you want to allow for expansion and contraction. So I just took it back out, and I had to cut 3 of the treads down about a 1/16. And you'll see over here this is how you want them to slide in. You don't want them to be tight and just start cupping and pulling the treads over time with expansion and contraction. But this was the easy part of the whole install. I mean, I think the whole install was fairly easy. I don't think it was overall that challenging. I'm gonna go ahead and use these screws to fasten everything. I think these are like 3-inch screws. right, so the steps are in. Putting the stringers really isn't that difficult. I mean, you follow the instructions. It's pretty simple to do. Just re-drilling all these holes, trying to find a good solid part of the block. That was probably the only most challenging part of this, but otherwise, doing the steps and everything, they're pretty simple. I might have to do something different with the steps. Probably I shouldn't use I shouldn't use the screws, but I'll see how the screws hold out, and if they hold out, then I'll leave them. But as I see it right now, they have a little space in them on the top, so I'll probably just put the penny nails in there and just call it a day. But yeah, so I mean, this project took me a few weeks, probably like 2-3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks to do. It's not done yet, but I'm gonna let this stuff dry out, and I'm gonna see how this does with the rain in the next few days. I really need the steps to be able to go in and out and use this access. It sucks not having it, but you know, if you guys have any questions, drop it in the comments. If you guys have any advice or knowledge, if you guys do this for a living, drop some knowledge in the comments, so that way I can learn and other viewers, they can also learn. I think the most challenging thing about this whole project was really doing the mason work, and you know, I feel like a hack, but I'm learning like most people out there, and I actually want to learn to do this stuff so that way I can be you know, self-reliant and take on, you know, these tasks and bigger tasks, another task like this. But if you guys enjoy the content, I'm gonna try to, you know, piece everything together the best I can. I'm still learning how to edit. Hopefully I'll be getting a new camera soon, so that way I can stop shooting with the cell phone all the time. But if you guys enjoy the content, please like, comment, subscribe, and like always, I'll catch you guys next time.